Lesson 1. A Dios ang milibaw, kau ang algen. God created you. You are His child. Lesson 2. Kau ako paglabaw ko ng harbaw at libelela Dios. You are His greatest creation.
God loved the world He made. He loved the people He made. Their names were Adam and Eve. They talked with God and were friends with Him. God said, "You may eat from any tree in the garden, any tree except this one." Adam and Eve were happy to do what God asked them until one day when a snake started talking to Eve. "Did God really say you must not eat from any tree in the garden?" asked the snake. "We can eat from any other tree besides this one," said Eve. "But if we eat from this tree, we will die." The snake told Eve a lie. He said they would not die if they ate from the tree. Eve believed the snake. She took a bite of the fruit from the tree. Adam took a bite too. Have you ever done something that you know is bad? Do you remember how you felt after you did it? Did you feel sad or sorry that you did it? That's how Adam and Eve felt when they ate the fruit. This was the first time they had ever felt bad. They knew they should have obeyed God. Now they were afraid of God. When He came to talk to them, they hid from Him. But God knew that they ate the fruit. He knew the snake told them to. He punished the snake. Then He made clothing for Adam and Eve. God made them leave the garden where they lived. Adam and Eve were sad. They knew they had done wrong. They made God sad. But they knew God still loved them.
God told the serpent that the seed of the woman will bruise your head, and you shall bruise his heel. The seed of the woman is Jesus. A Dios sa dilura bersoat mo, ang algilardin, amarumi aptulun, ikaw, amamang iya hotel o il.
fruit of your womb, Jesus.
This is the story of how Jesus Christ, the Savior of the world, was born. The story begins in a place called Nazareth. Nazareth was a quiet, sleepy little town where most people were farmers and shepherds. In this town, there lived a young Jewish woman named Mary. She was a very obedient and God-fearing woman. She helped her parents in the field and did her chores in the house. She was kind and helpful to everyone, and people liked her very much. Mary was going to get married soon to a good and honest man named Joseph. A few days before Mary's engagement, she had a visitor. He was a very special guest. An angel sent by God from heaven. The holy angel Gabriel visited her in her room and called her in her sleep. When Mary opened her eyes, she saw a heavenly figure bathed in a pool of white light floating beyond her window. It wore bright white robes and had big silver wings fluttering behind him. At first, she thought she was dreaming. But later, when she heard the angel's voice, she realized this was no dream. Mary, do not be afraid. I am Gabriel. God has sent me to you. He loves you, and you have been chosen for something very special. Your kind heart and pure soul is of great value to the Lord. You are fortunate that God has chosen you above everyone else for this special task.
I'm not afraid. I'm honored to know that God has chosen me to carry out His wish.
Bless you, Mary. God is pleased with you. I have come to tell you that soon you will have a son. He will be a great king one day, and he will be loved by everyone. He will be called the Son of God. Mary was at first shocked at what Gabriel had to say. However, she remained calm and listened to everything that the angel had to say. Then she spoke to Gabriel.
But how is this possible? I'm not yet married.
Do not be afraid, Mary. The Spirit of the Lord will take over you, and you will be blessed with a son. He will be called the Son of God. He will do great things for the people. He will be hailed as the King of Jews and the Savior of mankind.
I'm grateful for whatever the Lord has done for me. I'm happy to have His wish come true through me.
The Lord is with you, Mary. You are blessed. Go in peace. Gabriel then left the house of Mary and returned to heaven. Mary became pregnant. In those days, it was very unusual for a girl to become pregnant before marriage. However, Mary explained everything to Joseph about the angel and God's wish and the son they were going to have. Joseph was a good man, and he accepted everything. He married Mary in a few days. In those days, the king of the land announced a census. He wanted every citizen of his country to be counted and documented. Since Joseph was actually from Bethlehem, he had to go there to be counted. Bethlehem was a long way from Nazareth. It was even more difficult for Mary since she was going to give birth to her baby. After many, many days of walking through the desert, Joseph and Mary finally reached Bethlehem. They desperately needed a place to rest and spend the night. But all the inns were full, and nobody would give them space to spend the night. Mary was about to give birth, and it was important that she had a safe and comfortable place for the baby and herself. Joseph and Mary kept feeling hopeless. After searching for a while, Joseph found an empty barn built for cows. There was plenty of fresh straw there. Something magical happened. Mary gave birth to a beautiful baby boy. Joseph made a small bed of fresh straw in the manger and laid him there. It was warm and comfortable, and the baby slept happily in the manger. Mary was happy that the predictions of the angels had come true. Jesus Christ, the Savior of this world, was born in a humble manger.
Leng Jesus am la me el Leng Jesus am Lamel raong olelaan. Santa Maria, dalal muira de werde, San Jose bai. Tek my lot me water rale sang alagel Jesus, el goradi el asis, el Jesus am Lamel, leng Jesus am Lamel raong olelaan. Gloria, 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 doldan esero, Jesus am Lamel, Jesus am Lamel raong olelaan. Arang helam lelo ay sermangara armelk mo, bolung ilaramig. Aku ay sergamik mo, so belam Lamel ra Bethlehem. Gloria, Gloria, Gloria al mora Dios, maklungyal morar adrawire. Gloria, 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 doldang esero, Gloria, Gloria, Gloria al mora Dios, maklungyal morar adrawire.